They're lively today.
They are
Fucking
lovely.
lively today. So how is everybody doing today?
Thumbs up, baby.
Yes.
A great day so far. Let's not ruin it.
Oh shit.
A lot of
That's
pressure.
that's gonna be hard to do. But I
So
think
we have a lot going on. Stymie, this is now your second or third time on the podcast, I believe.
Yeah, like maybe third time. I think
third, fourth time.
Yeah, the other times we're talking real idiot stuff.
So Stymie was actually one of the scare actors at Nightmare Village. We were there just a couple days ago, streaming live during the Halloween weekend. How was your experience at Nightmare Village?
It was really, really great. This being the first year that haunt was out there, of course there's going to be some growing pains and things like that, but those guys who put it together, Six Sight Productions, they did a great job with it. They were able to quickly find where actors were their strongest and, make sure they were in those roles and stuff. I had a super great time with it. And I don't know, I used to scare act in Boca. That's a completely different kind of guest that comes through the haunt up there. Down here, so many people really let themselves get into being scared. They not nearly as many of the whole oh, I see you back there, or hey, nice makeup, or any of that stuff. People came to have a good time and they really got into it. I love that part. And when they play their part as well, it really makes for a fun time.
Yeah, it seemed like everybody who came out wanted to get scared. I mean, you pay for it, so you might as well get it.
Right. I mean, you're dropping that amount of money.
Yeah.
Why would you come in and just be like, I'm not scared? I'm like, so what? We have your money, thanks.
Yeah.
And can you just for the people that weren't able to make it, what was your character and how did you get into character?
So the character that I played was called the Ringmaster. That's the character I played the most. I didn't play him the entire season, but part of the Nightmare Village, one section was Carnival of Carnage, which was all clowns, clown-related things, freak show, things like that. And I was one of the first rooms that a guest would come into, or a group of guests would come into. So I was the Ringmaster, kind of like the carnival barker, step right up, see, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. Wait, what was the question? Oh.
And how would you get into character?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I would really, the character was kind of cater-made to my sensibilities as far as being a smart-ass goes, because it was less, for me, it was less my job to scare people, because my room was pretty well lit by black lights, so there's no dark corners to hide in and jump out and spook people. But I was more about being mean to people, and because when they came into my room, there were, I assume I can do spoilers now since the haunt season is over, but when they would come into my room, there were 4 doors they could choose from, and I would have them choose a door to go through, and only one door actually got them out of the room. One of the other doors led them right back into the room, and when they would do that, I would make fun of them and call them idiots, and so much.
Yes, you would.
Yeah.
It was therapeutic, wasn't it?
Oh man, it is so therapeutic to just let loose on strangers, knowing that they're not going to punch you in the face, or probably won't.
Hopefully.
Hopefully won't, because this is South Florida, by the way. Yeah, so they probably would punch you in the face with the knife at the end of that punch.
Yeah. But it was a lot of fun doing it, and there wasn't really a whole lot of I need to get myself in a particular mindset, because I have a bad attitude as it is, so I was already in the mindset.
All right. And right before we started recording, you had mentioned that you moderated Discord. Tell us more about that.
All right. So it's for a guy called Tate Taylor. He streams on Reddit and Twitch. Tate Taylor Presents is the Discord, and the name of everything: his Instagram, his YouTube, all of it. But I help him moderate his Discord server. It's his show, and everything about it is very weed centric. He lives in Illinois. He grows legally, his own supply, and so a lot of farming and questions asked and things like that. And he also plays trivia games, and it's a lot of fun in there. And then the Discord server is a whole lot of like-minded weed type people. I'm not so much into it myself, but I guess someone has to stay sober so they can make sure no one's saying racist things in the Discord.
So it's just full of a whole bunch of I'm just trying to think of
bunch of Cheech and Chongs, man.
Cheech and Chongs, and what's that dude from Encino Man? What's that?
Pauly Shore?
Pauly Shores. You got a whole bunch of Pauly Shores and
of
Cheech and Chongs.
Pauly, Pauly Shore did kind of play like the stoner before it was okay to openly admit in movies and stuff.
Yeah, because he never smoked.
Yeah, he wasn't.
You know, one thing I just realized about movies is like, I saw what you call it, what's that? Something in Dale versus Evil.
Oh, Tucker and
Oh,
Dale.
Tucker
Tucker and Dale
That's great.
versus Evil, right? And when the kids were going out to the campgrounds and they're in the car, the guy said, "Oh, I got weed," but he only had one blunt. And they're supposed to be there for like a whole week or weekend. And I'm like, you only got one? And I'm like, yo, they do this shit a lot in movies. Like, when somebody, like, they're going out to a weekend, you never see somebody with a bag. You always see somebody with just like one blunt. And that's supposed to be like, yo, this is it for the whole weekend. With this one blunt,
It's one
all
session.
17 of us are going to get high for the whole weekend. It's going to be a blast. And it's like, nah, man, that's not how it works. If you were to bring one blunt to like a weekend getaway, you would be shunned by everybody else who brought beer, who brought the car, anything. Because it's like, you only brought one? So that's just for you.
Oftentimes, not even a blunt. It's actually like just a little J.
Yeah.
You know, like little.
It's like bringing a cupcake to a birthday party.
Yeah.
So that's not really going to go around.
I think it's just executives trying to avoid, like, because you know when you see like this movie is rated R and like they had to put the little text on why it's rated R.
Yeah.
They don't want to put excessive drug use. They're trying to avoid that because they think, oh, it's gonna turn people away.
Yeah.
So they'll show one blunt. I think you're right about Pauly Shore. Like, he was clearly the stoner, even though they never showed it. They're just gonna like, okay, just let him say that he's got the
They
munchies.
say he was a free spirit.
You know, like let's.
He was a free spirit. That's all it was. He never smoked weed. He's not
Right.
that weed guy.
He's just a surfer guy.
He's the guy who'd be like, nah, I don't do that kind of stuff. I'm high on life. He's that kind of guy.
I'm straight edge, but
I will say though, when I was a kid, I refused to visit California because I really did think every Californian was him.
you were like, no, thank you.
So we were saying a movie of any genre but musical, but to turn it into a musical. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, that was one of them. And then the other one was turn a serious movie into a comedy.
Okay.
But we can go with the musical first, which
What movie? And of any genre.
any genre.
And you say what would make it
A
I mean,
musical?
Are we taking this like as a serious question? Like, what do you think would make a good?
I mean, how serious can it be? You know?
yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that.
How serious can it be? But yeah, as serious. If you want to make it serious, we could.
I mean, because first thing that popped in my head, like I don't know, was it in the 1980s or maybe it was 1970. I don't remember when it was. Conan the Barbarian as a musical would be hysterical,
Yeah.
especially if
Oh, yeah.
Arnie was still in the lead role and was trying to sing those songs as bad as his English was back then.
For some reason, I was thinking of when you said Conan the Barbarian and Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was thinking of Nightmare Before Christmas, and I was thinking of him singing that song with in Nightmare Before Christmas when he's singing the song and the girl's singing the song at two different places. So I'm trying to do my Arnold Schwarzenegger accent as I'm singing the song, like "We'll sing together," but then I sound like the fucking Count from
From Sesame Street.
Sesame Street. So I'm like, damn, it's not working out.
Conan the Barbarian.
Conan the Barbarian. I would pay money to see that. I'll pay money to see
Turn it to an opera.
a high school musical of Conan the Barbarian.
And you know what? I think was that the Conan movie? I think there were a couple of them, but wasn't that one with Andre the Giant and Wilt Chamberlain in it as well? Because I remember seeing like studio pictures or set
I know
pictures of
there
them,
was,
and they like tower over Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know
Andre
if
the
that was
Giant?
from like
Was that the one? I know that. Oh my God, what's the guys who does the voice of Darth Vader and
James Earl Jones.
James L. Jones was the villain in one of the Conan movies.
That's right. That's right.
I forgot which one it was. Let me see. It
I think
couldn't.
that was Conan the Destroyer.
I never seen any of those movies.
Well, my favorite is
You
Red
never
Sonja,
seen any of those
but,
movies?
None of them.
Conan's not really in it. He is, but he ain't. He's not as Conan. He's
There's a documentary on the guy who directed and wrote Conan the Barbarian, and it's really good. It makes you really want to watch these movies because this guy is like he likes to shoot everything in like 50 millimeter. Actually, what you call it? Martine has that fucking. He has the same lens. He has that 50 millimeter lens.
One of our friends has his own production company, and he was able to get a hold of the same camera lens that was used for that movie for Conan.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
13. Yeah.
Like the very one, not just the same.
Yeah,
exact,
the exact
like
same.
this was the movie that filmed Arnold
okay.
Schwarzenegger. He would not shut up about that.
Yeah, he would not. He would not. He would constantly be like, "Get the Conan lens."
Yeah. Like when everybody was on break, he would bring it up, and we were like, "We know."
We get it. It's the lens that was used in Conan the Barbarian. We get it. We got it.
I saw a movie last night that I think would be hard to turn into a comedy. I watched Sleepers. I don't know if you guys ever seen
Remind me, that title I in my
There's
head.
so I'm
Group of
talking about
kids,
sleepwalkers.
Sleepers, a group of kids in New York City that get into a lot of trouble, get sent to juvie, but while they're there, they're like raped and abused
Oh my, yeah, that's
by Kevin Bacon, who's the
Can't turn
guard.
that into a comedy.
And then,
too.
like years later, two of them
Take revenge.
take revenge, kill him, and they decide to take down like every guard that abused them, like in court. And I'm like
Hold
trying
on,
to
this
think
shit-
like
That's
that is
heavy.
the opposite end of the spectrum there. How would you even turn that into a?
This shit had heavy hitters. It had Kevin Bacon, Robert De Niro, Dustin Hoffman, Jason Patrick.
I guess
and
you
Brad
would have to
Pitt.
turn it into like a Patch Adams type of thing, where like they go to like Kevin Bacon is actually like trying to help them like be happy and smile while they're in juvie. Like
yeah, right.
I'm gonna touch them, not in that way though.
Right.
I'm gonna touch their
Touch
hearts.
their part. Yeah, exactly. Well, the turning something, or being funny in a more serious situation, the film Life is Beautiful, the Roberto Benigni,
Yeah.
he directed and acted. I don't know if he wrote it as well, but I mean that is a Holocaust movie, and it is got to be very difficult to have any jokes about, in a Holocaust movie, to have any funny moments. But it is, I found myself when I first watched it crying, and then the next scene laughing hysterically.
Yeah.
He mixes the two so well. It's like, because he's in there, he's in concentration camps with his son. He's trying to keep his son upbeat and happy, so he's kind of a clown while he's in concentration camps, and he is actually funny while you're crying and being like, God, this is heartbreaking, but so funny and so endearing as
Yeah,
well.
he actually
So
accomplished
he
it.
did
yeah.
a great job.
Yeah.
Can't make funny movies about the Holocaust, and Roberto Benigni was like, we'll see about that.
He basically had to like mimic and do impressions of like almost impressions of like Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, I think I saw that clip on either YouTube or Instagram of him. Like he was getting followed by a Nazi, and his son was behind like the fence. But every time he would walk by, he would do like something funny.
A little silly walk,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, exactly.